Radhe Radhe. No one came to this world with every single piece of knowledge. We learn as we grow and we grow as we learn. Learning happens in different ways from the time we are born, but the thumb rule is that learning never happens in isolation, right? We gain knowledge from a source of knowledge, and this source is called a guru or the teacher. How is it that people think it is not necessary to have a guru or to become a disciple? Didn't we all learn from our teachers in schools and colleges, or from the environment or nature or situations or experiences? When we have so many teachers to teach material things, isn't it logical to approach a teacher for spiritual knowledge? Approaching a guru is the first step to gain knowledge. And what could possibly be the clear sign of a person who has become knowledgeable? Such a person can see God in every living entity. Chapter 4, Sloka 34. Tad-viddhi praṇipātena paripraśnena sevayā upadekṣyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninas tattva-darśinaḥ. Translation: you are to assimilate this wisdom through self-submission, in-depth inquiry, and unconditional service. The truth-seers who are established in enlightened awareness will instruct you in this wisdom. Chapter 5, Sloka 18. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni chaiva swapake cha panditaha samadarshinaha. Translation: those established in true wisdom regard with equal vision a brahmana endowed with learning and humility, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. It's very interesting how Krishna speaks about karma, jnana, and yoga in an explicit manner, but always gets back to the source of all yoga, which is bhakti, which is devotedness towards the original creator of all these things. It's just sheer common sense that we do not want something just for the sake of it. Think of anything you really like. You want happiness from that thing or from that person permanently. Is it not so? The harsh fact of life is that this joy that we want from something in this world will not remain with us simply because the thing itself is temporary. So logically, we cannot get permanent happiness from temporary stuff, right? This is easy to understand and logically true, but we still go after materialistic pleasures because our senses are tuned like that. We can use our intelligence and understand this. If we want, we can try to attain the joy that will not fade away, or we can continue going after the so-called joy, which will eventually transform into suffering, right? Turning towards God, who is the best well-wisher of all the living beings, will certainly bring peace and joy. Other efforts won't. Chapter 5, Sloka 22. Ye hi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo evate adyantavantah kaunteya nate shuramate buddhaha. Translation: O Kaunteya, all enjoyments born of sense contacts are only sources of misery, having a beginning and an end. Therefore, the wise do not indulge in them. Chapter 5, Sloka 29. Bhoktaram yajñatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jñātva mam shanti mrichhati. Translation: knowing me, as the beneficiary of all sacrifices or yajna and austerities, as the supreme master of all the worlds, and as the well-wisher of all living beings, a person attains peace. If you are famished and I give you a gulab jamun, would you like to eat it? Of course, you will. Anybody will. And then I give you another gulab jamun. You will eat that also. You may eat a third one also, and another one, and another one. How many gulab jamuns can you eat continuously? After a point of time, what will happen? You will be fed up with it, right? And the thought of its taste itself will drive you mad. Am I right? This is what extreme conditions do to us. We must practice moderation in everything that we do, whether it is eating, sleeping, or any other thing. Chapter 6, Sloka 17. Yuktahara viharasya yuktachetasya karmasu yuktasvapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Translation: for one who is moderate in diet and recreation, methodical in the performance of actions, and regulated in sleep and wakefulness, the practice of yoga dispels all misery. The law of karma is that what goes around comes around, right? The good actions bring good results, and bad actions have their consequences. It is the answer to the general observation in this world why some good people suffer while there are not so good people enjoying this world. This is the answer to that question. Chapter 6, Shloka 41. Prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते. Translation: having attained the planets achieved by those of meritorious deeds and having resided there for many years, the person who has strayed from the path of yoga takes birth in the home of those who are virtuous and prosperous. The most interesting observation in the Gita is to see how wonderfully Krishna comes to the point of surrender to him at the end of all descriptions. Every yogic path is ultimately meant to make us come to this point of surrender. This shloka is direct evidence of this point. After explaining the entire yogic path, at the very end of the 6th chapter, Krishna says that the culmination of all yoga is to develop devotion to him, to Krishna. Chapter 6, Shloka 47. Yogināmapi sarveshāṃ madgatenāntaratmanā Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yuktah tamo matah. Translation: even among all yogis whatsoever, the one who is endowed with faith and who worships me with his mind fully absorbed in me, I consider to be the greatest of those who are united through yoga. The most difficult concept to understand in our life is God. It is not because we cannot see him with our senses. It is because our intelligence cannot grasp what is beyond it, right? We live in a relative world, a world full of comparisons. How can we know what is the absolute truth? Something outside the purview of comparisons God is beyond space and time. God is absolute. God is transcendental. And yet God is personal and full of joy and bliss. Reason enough to bewilder us, isn't it? Krishna clearly states how rare it is for any living entity to come close to understanding and surrendering to Him. Chapter 7, Sloka 3. मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद् यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः. Translation: among thousands and millions of human beings, one might strive for perfection. Moreover, among all those who are striving and even among those who have already attained perfection, hardly anyone knows me in reality. Amazing, right? Every one of us, almost all the time, thinks I am in control of situations. We are hardly the controller. When every part of the world, every energy in the world is part of God, how in the world can we think that we are independent of Him? Common sense, right? Knowing God to be the real controller of everything that happens is true knowledge. Chapter 7, Sloka 4. भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा. Translation: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intellect, and ego. This is my material energy or prakriti, divided into 8 categories.